Hello, my name is Miss Marilyn Spencer, and today we are talking about transitions and thought patterns, which are also referred to as patterns of organization. We will discuss 4 common thought patterns and transitions used in each pattern. The slides will help you to understand what transitions are and how authors use them in their writing to arrange supporting details in a clear and smooth flow. When you are reading, it is important to pay close attention to transition words. These special words show the relationships between ideas within sentences and within paragraphs. Just as good drivers learn to watch the road ahead closely, using signposts or markers to make their trips easier and safer, good readers learn to pay attention to the author's transition words, making the writing clearer and more comprehensible. Read the following set of ideas. Which word makes the relationship within the second sentence clear? The word in the second sentence that makes the relationship between the two ideas clear is choice A, when. Mark McGwire's record of hitting 70 home runs was quite a feat, even for a natural and talented athlete like McGwire. His accomplishment was tarnished the moment he admitted to using performance-enhancing drugs. Until he admitted drug use, his record stood as evidence of his natural ability. Thus, the transition when best expresses the relationship between ideas in the second sentence. Remember, transitions are words and phrases that signal thought patterns by showing the logical relationships within a sentence and between sentences. Transitions help you to make sense of an author's idea in 2 basic ways. First, transitions join ideas within a sentence. Second, transitions establish thought patterns so readers can understand the logical flow of ideas between sentences. Read the following sentence. Which word makes the relationship of ideas within the sentence clear? Although all 3 of these choices are transitions, the word that best clarifies the relationship of ideas within the sentence is choice C, because. Fernando's work with youth is the reason he deserves to be recognized. The relationship is one of cause and effect. Transition choice A, before, reveals time order, and transition choice B, in addition, indicates that the author is adding to the first idea. You will learn more about these transitions and thought patterns later in our discussion. First, it is helpful to see how transitions serve a vital function in building ideas within a sentence. Read example 1 and complete it with a transition that shows the relationship of ideas within the sentence. Which transition did you choose? Yes, choice A also is the correct answer. The topic of this sentence is cheating. The author makes 2 points about cheating. Also indicates the addition of the second point. Now, read example 2. Which transition shows the relationship of the ideas within this sentence? Did you choose choice C, inside? The topic of this sentence is one kind of foot warmer. The author is describing its traits. One trait is where it is used. It is placed inside the shoe or boot. Choose the transition that shows the relationship of the ideas within the sentence in example 3. Which answer did you choose? This sentence brings two topics or ideas together. The first part of the sentence deals with Travis's healthy lifestyle, as suggested by the list of details. The topic of the second part of the sentence is ideal weight. The second idea is the result of the first. The correct answer choice is choice B, as a result. Read the last example, example 4. Which transition shows the relationship of ideas within this sentence? Choice D, such as, is the correct answer. The topic of this sentence is the variety of Olivia's assets. The phrase such as indicates that a list of examples follows. Note that to determine the correct transition for each of the sentences, you had to rely upon context clues to first determine the relationship of ideas. Understanding relationships and thought patterns are closely related to a clear understanding of vocabulary. Transitions express a variety of relationships between ideas. You must therefore look carefully at the meaning of each transitional word or phrase. Some transition words have similar meanings. For example, also, to, and furthermore all signal the relationship of addition or listing. Sometimes a single word can serve as two different types of transitions, depending on how it is used. For example, the word since can reveal time order, or it can signal a cause. Notice the difference in the following two sentences. Since I began working, I have saved several $1,000s. Since you are familiar with the assignment, Janice, please lead the group discussion. The relationship between the ideas in the first sentence is based on time order. The relationship between the ideas in the second sentence is based on cause and effect. Effective critical readers look for transition words, study their meaning in context, and use them as keys to unlock the author's thought patterns. Not only do transitions reveal the relationships of ideas within a sentence, they also show the relationship between sentences. Read the following sentences and choose the word that best states the relationship between the sentences. The transition that best states the relationship between these sentences is choice C. For example, the first sentence is a generalization. It contains a topic and a controlling point about the topic. The topic is resistance training. The point is several benefits. The second sentence offers an example as a supporting detail for the general point. You will recall that a paragraph is made up of a group of ideas. Major details support the main idea, and minor details support the major details. Transitions make the relationship between these three levels of ideas clear, smooth, and easy to follow. Before beginning to write, an author must ask, what thought pattern best expresses these ideas? Or, how should these ideas be organized so that the reader can follow and understand my point? A thought pattern allows the author to arrange the supporting details in a clear and smooth flow by using transition words. A thought pattern or pattern of organization is established by using transitions to show the logical relationship between ideas in a paragraph or passage. An excellent activity to do before reading is to read the heading and skim ahead for transition words to get to the gist of the author's thought pattern. In the following discussion, we will focus on 4 common thought patterns and the transition words and phrases used to signal them. The 4 common thought patterns that we will focus our attention on are: number 1, the time order pattern; 2, the space or spatial order pattern; 3, the listing pattern; and 4, the classification pattern. Thought pattern number 1, the time order pattern. The time ordered thought pattern shows a chain of events. The actions or events are listed in the order in which they occur. This is called chronological order. 2 types of chronological order are narration, which is used to show a chain of events, and process, which is used to tell steps, stages, and directions. An author will use narration to tell about the important events in the life of a famous person or a significant event in history. Narration is also used to organize a piece of fiction. Transitions of time signal that the writer is describing when things occurred and in what order. The writer presents an event and then shows when each of the additional events or details flowed from the first event. The following is a list of transitions used in the time order for narration pattern. Read the list of transitions. Now, practice identifying transitions that show time order. Refer to the list of transitions used in the time order pattern. Read the first paragraph of a passage which discusses the safety features used at a popular amusement park. Then identify the transitions used in each of the paragraphs to show time order. What transitions do you see in the first paragraph? Click now next to your choices. Compare your answers to the answers shown. You should have found the transitions currently and first. Now read the second paragraph of the passage and identify the time order transitions used by the author. What transitions did you find in the second paragraph? Click next to your choices. Compare your answers to the correct choices, then and next, the time order transitions used in the second paragraph. Read the last paragraph. What time order transitions did the author use? Click on your choices and compare them to the correct answers. The time order transitions previously and finally were used. The time order thought pattern for steps, stages, or directions shows actions that can be repeated at any time with similar results. This pattern is used to give steps or directions for completing a task. The following is a list of transitions used in the time order for process pattern. Read the list. Did you notice that all of the transitions used for narration can also be used for process? The following sentences were taken from a paragraph in a college mathematics textbook. Determine the logical order of the sentences. Write 1 by the sentence that should come first, 2 by the sentence that should come second, and so on. After you have finished, click twice at the beginning of each sentence. Compare your answers to those shown. The correct order of the numbers is 5, 3, 1, 6, 4, 2. Thought pattern number 2, the space or spatial order pattern. The space order pattern allows authors to describe a person, place, or thing based on its location or the way it is arranged in space. In the space order pattern, the writer often uses descriptive details to help readers create vivid mental pictures of what the author is describing. An author may choose to describe an object from top to bottom, from bottom to top, from right to left, from left to right, from near to far, from far to near, from inside to outside, or from outside to inside. Transition words of space order signal that the details follow a logical order based on 2 elements: how the object, place, or person is arranged in space, and the starting point from which the author chooses to begin the description. The following is a list of transitions used in the space or spatial order pattern. Read the list of transitions. Now, notice how the transitions in bold red type are used by the author in the following paragraph to show how an object, place, or person is arranged in space. The transitions in, into, above, high, and over are used by the author to show location or spatial order. Thought pattern number 3, the listing pattern. Often authors want to list a series or set of reasons, details, or points. These details are listed in an order that the author has chosen. Changing the order of the details does not change their meaning. Letters, numbers, and bullets are used in this pattern to point out individual items in a list. Transitions of additions such as and, also, and furthermore are generally used to indicate a listing pattern and signal that the writer is using a second idea along with the first one. The writer presents an idea and then adds other ideas to deepen or clarify the first idea. Read this list of addition transitions used in the listing pattern. Now identify the addition transitions that were used by the author in this paragraph. Which transitions did you find? Click at the end of the sentences that contain your answer choices. Compare your answers to the answers shown. The author used the addition transitions first, in addition, and also. Thought pattern number 4, the classification pattern. Authors use the classification pattern to sort ideas into smaller groups and describe the traits of each group. Each smaller group, called a subgroup, is based on shared traits or characteristics. The author lists each subgroup and describes its traits. Because groups and subgroups are listed, transitions of addition are used in this thought pattern. The transitions are coupled with words that indicate classes or groups. Examples of classification signal words are first type, second kind, and another group. Read this list of transitions used in the classification pattern. Now read this paragraph taken from the book Mass Media in a Changing World by George Rodman, and notice the transitions in bold red type used for classifying. The author used the classification transitions divide, types, and category. Now that you have completed your study of transitions and thought patterns, let's test your knowledge of the subject by completing the review. After you have made the last choice on each slide, check your answers by clicking on each of your choices. The correct answers will appear in bold red type.